Hey, welcome back to this mini lecture. My name is Dino. It is on hypermediacy, and it's part one of a multi-part series. I'm going to talk a little bit about the traits of it. The focus of the video are the concept of hypermediacy as well as its characteristics or traits. Why don't we begin? But before we begin, let's maybe go back to the main basic forms of digital content mediation. If you saw a previous video on immediacy, there are three major forms of digital content mediation. Number one is immediacy. Again, there's a video for that already. Hypermediacy is this one, and a future one will be on remediation. As I said before, these forms are not mutually exclusive. And it's important to start off with number one and two, mediacy and hypermediacy, because they're more, there's a continuum, as you see from this diagram. More of one has less of the other. So you have more immediacy, less hypermediacy, more hypermediacy, less immediacy. So again, the first form, the first of the three forms was immediacy. The second was hypermediacy, and that's one for today. So for those of you who do not know, hypermediacy is related to the experience of and interaction with digital content. From this, hypermediacy is like immediacy. However, hypermediacy emphasizes opposite forms of experience and interaction with content. I'm going to talk a little bit about the emphasis that you have in hypermediacy. Hypermediacy focuses on different traits than immediacy. Specifically, hypermediacy emphasizes fragmentation. There's no specific point of view. Heterogeneity, there's diversity. There's multiplicity of content forms, representations, and there's indeterminacy. Also, when you're looking at hypermediacy, it also emphasizes random access. There may be no beginning, middle, or end. It references other mediums like film or photos, etc. It deals with the presence with content. It's participant interactions with it. From this, there is awareness of mediation by the users. There can be very intense interactions with hypermediacy, and there can be a repetitive experience of people get out of that experience. Can I talk a little bit about interaction and hypermediacy? Content interaction may include multiple forms. It could be gestures, clicking, touch, vision, etc., depending on the specific technology you're using. As a result from this, there's multiple entry points into interaction for hypermediacy. Awareness is a really big part of hypermediacy. When you're using content, it tends to fluctuate between the examination of the content and interaction with the comment. So you kind of toggle back and forth, where you actually might be noticing the content itself, or your interaction with it. By having these two states, at least you're great awareness of the interface and interaction with the content than you might have otherwise. Also, awareness of content mediation triggers various feelings in you. If you really like the content and your interaction with it, you can feel playful and happy. Alternatively, you can feel confusion, frustration, or fear. I'm going to talk a little bit about hypertext and linking with regard to hypermediacy. Hypertext and linking, it's a fairly new, historically as a phenomenon. Obviously, before online life, those weren't really actual things. And before CD-ROMs and other types of digital products. Today, it is the dominant and ubiquitous forms of hypermediacy is through hypertext and linking. Both of these things, hypertext and linking, are used hundreds of times a day by a person, depending on your usage. It can be thousands, depending on how much. All of this leads to ideas like seeking and interdiction. Hypertext and linking encourages that they both encourage seeking behavior. So that's when you're looking, and you're say if you're online, you're seeking some kind of you're seeking something, and dopamine drives the seeking. It explains why hypermediated online environments are so addictive, such as Instagram and TikTok. I'm sure you've seen yourself or others, say adolescents, really use things like Instagram and TikTok quite vigorously, frequently, maybe too frequently. And because of the dopamine, you're literally getting high when you interact. As a result, there's a real but socially accepted addiction. There's certain other substances and things that are socially not accepted. This one certainly is, unfortunately. Hopefully, we'll move away from that a little bit. That was Hypermediacy, part one of a multi-part series. This is some of the traits, the context. Thanks for watching. Please feel free to like this video. Please feel free to comment on some of the traits and characteristics. Do you agree with them? Are there ones that we're missing? If so, if they're missing, could you add some in the comments? That'd be fantastic. Share it with our community. And finally, if you like this type of video, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. As always, thanks for watching. Take care.